So this is Baruch Fleischman, Saba of the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and here we are reading chapter 30, the book of Samuel. Some of this language is a little stilted. They don't speak exactly the way that we do, but I think the gist of what we're saying, and especially because it's contained in words which are a little bit different than the way we normally speak, gives us a flavor of the time. And it was when David and his men came to the place called Ziklag, that on the third day the Amalekites had raided the south and Ziklag, and they smote Ziklag and burned it with fire. And they had captured the women who were therein, but they slew no one, neither big nor small, but led them away and went on their way. And David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire, and their wives and their sons and their daughters had been captured. And David and all the people who were with him raised their voice and wept until they had no strength to weep. And David's two wives were captured, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail the wife of Nabal the Carmelite. David was in dire straits, for the people spoke of stoning him. For the soul of all the people was grieved, each man concerning his sons and concerning his daughters. But David strengthened himself in the Lord his God. And David said to Abiathar the priest, the son of Ahimelech, bring near to me now the ephod. And Abiathar brought the ephod near to David. And David inquired of the Lord, saying, shall I pursue this troop? Will I overtake them? And he said to him, pursue, for you shall overtake and you shall rescue. And David went, he and 600 men who were with him, and they came to the brook which is called Besor, and those who were left behind stayed. And David pursued, he and 400 men, and there remained 200 men who refrained from crossing the brook of Besor. And they found an Egyptian man in the field and brought him to David. And they gave him bread and he ate, and they gave him water to drink. And they gave him a piece of a cake of figs and 2 clusters of raisins. When he had eaten, his spirit returned to him. For he had eaten no bread nor drunk any water for 3 days and 3 nights. And David said to him, to whom do you belong, and from where are you? And he said, I am an Egyptian youth, a slave of an Amalekite man. And my master left me for 3 days ago. Today I feel sick. We made a raid upon the south of the Cherethites, and upon that which belongs to Judah, and upon the south of Kalev, and we burned Ziklag with fire. And David said to him, will you bring me down to this troop? And he said, swear to me by God that you will not put me to death, and that you will not deliver me into my master's hands, and I will bring you down to this troop. And he brought him down. And behold, they were scattered over the entire landscape, eating and drinking and dancing, because of all of the great spoil which they had taken from the land of the Philistines and from the land of Judah. David smote them from evening until evening to their morrow, and no one man of them escaped, except for 400 young men who rode on camels and fled. And David rescued all that the Amalekites had taken, and David rescued his 2 wives, and there was nothing missing to them, neither small nor great, neither sons nor daughters, nor anything which they had taken to themselves. David recovered everything, and David took all the sheep and the cattle. They led those cattle and said, this is David's spoil. And David came. He came to the 200 men who had refrained from going after David, after the Amalekite, I think it's a misprint. And they stationed them in the brook of Besor, and they came out toward David and toward the people who were with him. And David approached the people and greeted them. Then every evil and scrupulous man of the men who had gone down with David spoke up and said, "Since they did not go with me, let us not give them of the spoil which we have rescued, but each man his wife and his children, and let them leave away and depart." David said, "Do not do so, my brethren, for that which the Lord has given us, and he guarded us and delivered the troop which came upon us into our hand. And who will listen to you concerning this matter? For as the share of him who goes down into battle, so is the share of him who stays with the luggage. They shall share alike." And it was from that day on that he made it a statute and an ordinance for Israel until this day. And David came to Ziklag and sent the spoil to the elders of Judah and his friends, saying, "Here is a present for you for the spoils of the enemies of the Lord, to those who were in Bethel, and to those who were in Ramoth of the south, and those who were in Jatir, and to those who were in Aroer, and to those who were in Ziphoth, and to those who were in Estamah, and to those who were in Rochel, and to those who were in the cities of the Jermelites, and to those who were in the cities of the Kenites, and to those who were in Hormah, and to those who were in Korashan, to those who were in Atachach, and to those who were in Hebron, and to all the places which David and his men had frequented."